before we get into the fact that, okay, that was someone mocking former Congressman George Santos, if you actually want a message from George Santos, you can pay $200, and he's doing cameos now.
Yeah, these are like the messages that you have, Merry Christmas or Happy Birthday for somebody.
Usually a celebrity.
Not a lot of money. Maybe he's going to make some cash that way, but we understand Senator John Fetterman bought one already. So
that he can deliver a message to Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey. Yeah, it is getting a little bit silly on Capitol Hill. Jeanne, your party, what are you expecting for the New York 3rd Congressional District?
Oh, gosh, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the cameo. You know, Kathy Hochul is going to call for the special election. It will be 80 days after. I think Democrats are feeling, pretty good about it. They, provided they do get a candidate who is moderate, like a Tom Suozzi, who can keep this or win this district back, because, of course, George Santos took it from them. They are feeling like they do have an upper hand at this point, if only because Republican voters there are so disgusted by what occurred. So, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But, of course, we saw Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, in New York over the weekend, raising all kinds of money because, New York has proved to be a really good state, oddly, this blue state for Republicans, and they want to keep it that way despite the loss of Santos.
Well, ever since his ouster, he has made good on his promise to try to wage war on all of his former enemies and, in many cases, members of the New York delegation. Rick and Jeanne, it was on Bloomberg Sound On. We were all on together when we interviewed Nicole Malakas the other day. She urged the ouster of Congressman Santos, and apparently he was listening. Let me just tell you, he took a video that was posted of her on Twitter and retweeted it with quite the diatribe, referring to her as an inside trader. He's gone after others in the delegation, referring to them as drunks. Rick, I don't know how much time he has in the sun here, but could he actually make trouble for some of the former colleagues he had in the House?
I think we're the only reason he's having any sun at all today.
True? Yeah.
Look, no one takes him seriously. They assume he's a pathological liar. That's one of the reasons that he is a ex-congressman from New York. And if he wants to actually submit an ethics complaint, I suspect that's going to find the bottom of the stack, and it'll be a very long time before anybody acts on that.
Let's hear from Nicole Malakas from when he joined us on Sound On the end of last week.
He will have his day in court as it relates to the criminal charges.
Right.
But in terms of being able to continue his service in Congress, we believe we have seen enough and that he does not merit to continue serving in this body, and his constituents do deserve better.
He wrote some pretty awful things about her retweeting that video, Jeanne. Will any of it stick?
I hope not. And kudos to Nicole Malakas and to you for that conversation. She made the right point. What he wrote there, I wouldn't dare to repeat, but it is ugly, and if you can believe, goes beyond insider trading, as you know. It is just not appropriate for a current or a former congressperson of any kind. But he did say before he was ousted that he had receipts. He was going to have fun on his way out and name names.
Yeah, right.
And now he is doing that. It is really shameful, and we are all better off that he is out. If anybody doesn't believe that, look at this tweet, and you could see why.